Well, first of all, Alex, congratulations. Nice 3 points on the board for you, and the goal that won it was good enough to win any game.
Yeah, terrific finish. We did really well to win it back in a high area of the pitch as well. I think it was Kingy who won it back high, was it? And he did terrifically well to then obviously create that opening for Courtney, and he was clinical at the finish. And when he's had opportunities presented to him in that final third, particularly at home, well, exclusively at home, he's been clinical, hasn't he? He's got, I think, 5 goals at home, which is a great return across 5 games.
So in the end of the day, you've done what you wanted to do. You've kept a clean sheet. I think that's the 4th clean sheet as well for you, and you've gone on and won a game.
Yeah, it was pleasing in that respect. It was slightly better than Hartlepool, wasn't it, which wasn't difficult. Obviously, I stood in the technical area at 9:30 Tuesday night, 1-0 down, thinking, this is grim, this. And then obviously 4 days on, we're 4 points better off than what we were when I was stood there at 9:30. So that's good. To pick up points whilst not playing well, because we haven't played well, we've just done okay in areas of the game today, is pleasing. You know, we're work in progress, and I know there are many people who want us to be further along the line in terms of producing silky attacking football. Me too. But we're not at that stage. We are not going to be able to play the type of football that our promotion winning team did a couple of years ago, because we're 4 months into it. 4 months in. Those players had 3 or 4 years playing at first team level, finishing low down in this league, getting used to playing and combining with each other, and they've been with each other, the academy players, for many years prior to that. It was 15 years in the making. So we're trying to develop more cohesion in the final third of the pitch, but these boys are new to each other and it's a new group. So what we are having, whilst that is work in progress, is a really sound structure in terms of the defensive side. You alluded to it, didn't you? That's 4 clean sheets out of 9, and I think we've conceded 9 and 9, which is not bad going. So yeah, work to do. We all know that, of course we do, and I'm disappointed in aspects of today, but it's another win on the board.
And of course, you can't knock the effort. The effort's been there. Whether things are not quite going right, skillful-wise or ability-wise, when they have the ball, their effort is terrific. Yeah,
you can't knock that. They're a great bunch of lads in that respect. Their application is excellent. It's excellent, it really is. And that application has got us points this season that we wouldn't have got if we weren't obviously showing and displaying those characteristics, because we aren't opening up teams in terms of team goals to get ourselves the wins. We're scoring goals out of nothing from set plays, and obviously from the team then preserving the lead by working hard and applying themselves, and long may that continue, and we will retain those principles. And if we can add, when we can add obviously a bit more flair and a bit more cohesive play from an attacking perspective in the final third of the pitch, we're hopeful then that those games will look more comfortable.
But a solid base, if you can keep those clean sheets, is a great thing to work from.
Yeah, it was. I was disappointed with obviously how the game was controlled after the goal, of course I was, but that is a direct consequence of what happened against Northampton and Stevenage. In life, if you have a bad experience, forget football, in life if you have a bad experience with anything, when you revisit it again, it becomes more difficult to overcome, doesn't it? When you're a kid, you fall off your bike again and again and again. You're scared, you're frightened, you're a little bit reserved in terms of getting back on your bike. And that's the extent of what we saw there. And people might think, well, they're professional footballers, surely they can do better than that. But the human beings, it's human error. They don't mean to panic once the goal goes in. They're panicking because it means so much to them, and they can sense the anxiety from 3,000 people in this big stand here, and it all has a consequence, doesn't it? But they found a way to see the game through, and hopefully when that sort of situation presents itself again, they'll be a little bit better, and because we're a bit further along the line and had a positive experience this time. So yeah, we got over the line, didn't we?
Yeah, was that the key thing that's come out of it when you look at it over everything, that you've got over the line, where they might have got a late equaliser again, but they haven't, and the mentality in that dressing room might have been tested once again. But that, for the players now, must be a good feeling for them.
Yeah, they're ambitious boys, they are, and they want to do well. They want to do well for the supporters, particularly those boys who've been here last year, because they lived through what the supporters lived through. And I know I said to you earlier in the week, in terms of when this club got relegated last time, we were 19th and 17th in the first 2 seasons, and there were lots and lots of people worrying that was going to be the case this time around because of the consequence of losing momentum, which is what we had obviously coming into this season, aside from the 4 games that we took over back end of last season when there were some positives. But that hasn't been the case. We've lived in the top 10 all season, and that's where we want to remain. Now, that's not me showing a lack of ambition, pointing towards where this club was the last time it went down. It's just been realistic, knowing the players like we do. We work with them 24/7. We know where they're at mentally. We know where they're at in terms of their capabilities at the minute, collectively. And they're doing all right. It doesn't look like everybody wants it to look. For many occasions throughout every game, we've not put together 90-minute performances. But in the meantime, while we're striving to find ourselves, we're still collating a lot of points. 15 points from the first 9 games, so 15 out of 27. Just quick maths there. It's all right. It's all right. So we're quite content at the minute, but not happy. There's a difference between being content and happy. We want to work towards being happier with what we're producing out on the pitch.